Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic in the Town. Now today we are in the truck stop world, and as you saw from the intro, we've got two awesome buildings to show you guys. Now I am in the box truck from the supermarket episode. Some people were requesting that I build a box truck, and I just wanted to show you guys that we already have one, and I have gone back and updated it. It's got the new glass in it, so looks quite a bit better, and yes, the doors still do not shut. It's a little glitch in Scrap Mechanic. You have to place a little block and it will shut those. But anyways, we're here in the truck stop world. Like I said, I've added a bit more highway here. I intend on expanding this out to make something like really drivable. Maybe we can make a big loop, and we also need access to get into the other districts of Camodoville. But anyways, what we're gonna do first, we're gonna go ahead and check out the new diner here. And remember folks, if you are enjoying Scrap Mechanic, leave this video a thumbs up. It helps out my channel a whole lot, and let's get right into this. Alright, as you saw from the intro, we do have a diner here. This is one of the most requested items from the last truck stop episode, which was the motel that's across the street. The other requested item was a truck repair shop, and that's over there. We're going to go over that last. There's a couple really awesome things in there. Now, I do want to go ahead and thank Mr. Non-Newtonian and Scrubmaster. We sat down and really hammered out this update. Definitely, they were awesome. They have really great workshops if you want to check those out, and they will have town items on those workshops. So say if you're building a town and you need some extra items, some cool buildings, vehicles, definitely go check those out. I'll have them linked in the description. But yeah, let's jump right into this. Now, you're probably going to notice that vehicle over there. That is not a new vehicle. That is from, I believe, oddly enough, the McDonald's episode. It's like an old Corvette. But yeah, I figured it looked really good outside here. Now, as far as the diner, I'm going to go ahead and point that out. There is a spinning sign up there. Before I forget, it creates actually a kind of a evil-looking shadow. It's like a big burger in the sky. That looks really similar to my Multiplayer Monday logo, and because it basically is, but you notice there's a blank sign below it. I would like to hear from you guys. What do you want to call this diner? And I don't want to call it Camodo Diner or anything really Scrap Mechanic generic type deal like Scrap Diner or anything like that. I actually want to hear a unique name for this, so I'm gonna let you guys comment below. Try to choose a really cool name, upvote which ones you think are actually really good, and then we'll choose one probably next episode. Now, as far as the diner itself, it looks like a retro diner, kind of like one of those train car diners, except for obviously it's quite a bit bigger. But the building itself has some really nice curves. I love the colors, the red, white, and you've got that like tin, or maybe it's just a steel roof, whatever it is on a lot of these. Now, one thing I'm getting a lot more comfortable with is using these pipe pieces as lettering. I think this actually looks good on top of the diner. Now, one thing I really wish Scrap Mechanic would do, either that or maybe if it gets modded in, I would love to see those pipe pieces glow or have the option like neon tubing, because that would look fantastic on this diner. So, anyways, that's pretty much all there is to the outside of the diner here. You can see the parking spots, get your handicap parking. I always like to add stuff like that, make it as realistic as possible. You've got the ramps here, you've got your front stairs. Now this building is elevated by 2 blocks, just kind of sets higher off the ground. That's what most of them look like. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop right in here. Now these doors, there's 2 ways to get in. These both have 5-second timers on them, so don't stand in the door, please. You've got a side one here, and this is actually a really cool entrance. And then you've got your main one here in the front, so let's go ahead and pop these open. And boom, here is the diner. Now this diner looks fantastic except for one thing, and this absolutely is starting to bug me about Scrap Mechanic. There is a light limit. I believe it's 255 or 256, and yeah, we've already used that in this world, and I think it's the motel's fault. We might have to go remove some lights in there. I don't know, because I really want to see this thing lit up, because you've got the nice table lights, you've got the lights over the bar. So yeah, that's a little disappointing, but anyways, as far as the way this works, this is like a retro style diner. You can go to the bar, sit down, drink your coffee. Maybe it's the afternoon, you want a milkshake. You can do that. The kitchen's over there. You've got a little counter here where you can pick up your order, or probably the waitress or waiter would pick up your order. Now, like I said, checkerboard floors, got a real retro look. You got the nice curved booths. It's got the really curved chairs. From a lot of the pictures we were looking at, this is pretty much the style. This is the way a lot of these diners look like in the 50s, and these things are kind of making a comeback. You can find some of these, and you go in, they're probably playing some annoying 50s music on the jukebox. I'm not a big fan of 50s music. I do apologize if I've offended anybody there. I'm not really into old music, but that's most likely what you would hear. Now you've got the little privacy, this is like a privacy wall with the tile glass on top of it. That way you don't have little kids poking over and looking at what you're eating. That's always really bad in restaurants. I hate that. When you're back to back with people and somebody's like, their kids are looking over and seeing what you're doing, it makes it really awkward. But anyways, let's see, where do we want to go? I guess we're going to go ahead and finish the dining room here. Now, Scrubmaster did a really awesome job. A lot of these restaurants, they have a lot of clutter on the walls, and you can see we have some instruments on the wall. That makes me nervous because I always think that's like a liability, or that's like a lawsuit waiting to happen. You have diners here, I'm waiting for something to fall down and hit them in the head, but yeah, it looks fantastic. Back here, these are the bathrooms, gotta point those out. Get one here, and, oh, come on. And one here. I know if I don't point these out, somebody's gonna be like, you don't have bathrooms in your restaurant? That makes no sense. So yeah, I've got that. That's pretty much it for the dining room. Let's go ahead and go behind the counter over here. Now, this is the normal checkout counter, so this is where you would pay and leave. The counter, like I said, over there is for food pickup, and you've got the little food signage on the wall. So let's pop into here. Back here, there's really not anything to this back side of the counter. You've got a counter back here. It's got some storage in it. You got some ducks. There is the brand spanking new mugs that are really important to the game. I'm still trying to convince myself that these are, that's a big update there. But yeah, when I picture these old diners, especially this is the truck world, I picture a bunch of rugged truckers coming in. It's midnight, they're drinking coffee, telling their truck stories. So that's what this is for. We're going to come back here. This is for employees. You come back, and here's the kitchen. Now, Mr. Non-Newtonian, he was working quite a bit on this kitchen. He disappeared on us for a little bit, and did a pretty good job back here. You've got you can activate the stoves here, so ready to cook your burgers. You've got some fryers here. You can dip some greasy fries into this. Normally, these diners are not really for the for health food, so you might want to avoid those if you don't like greasy burgers and stuff like that. I'm not saying these diners are bad or anything. Actually, quite a few of these are pretty good hole-in-the-wall type restaurants. At least most of them are. Some of them could be kind of nasty, but these are always really unique things. It's kind of like a Americana type deal that you see a lot of times. Let's see, back here, you've got some storage, and you've got, this is like your fridge. You probably store some ducks in here. I probably need to just stockpile ducks. I always have ducks everywhere in my episodes, so maybe we should stick some more back there. But yeah, for the most part, I am really, really happy with the diner. Like I said, a little bummed out about the lights, but I want to figure out a way around that. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a way to edit that. Maybe just disable the limit or something. But yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to get one last look at the building here. This will be available on the workshop. I don't have it on my lift at the moment. We did build it like right on here. So I'll have to cut it off and get it up on the workshop as soon as possible. But anyways, let's go ahead and go across and check out the diesel repair shop. Now, this diesel repair shop is something, and if you watch any of my town episodes, you probably maybe noticed this building a little bit. This is an oversized version of the bus depot. That garage design just works so well for big vehicles, and this one is quite a bit taller. Like, this one's really, really tall, and there's a reason this one's tall. If you saw from the intro, you did see that there is a working lift in here, and my trucks are quite big, so it needs an extra high ceiling, so that's why it looks so tall. And maybe I guess it doesn't really look out of place. At first I was like, man, this is gonna stick out like a sore thumb, but nah, wasn't too bad. So let's go ahead and go into the side here. Like I said, pretty much same layout as the bus depot. You've got up here, man, I really wish those lights were working. This was actually really lit up yesterday. You've got your garage doors here. Let's go ahead and pop those open, let some sunlight in, and we'll get to work in here. Now, as far as what's on this side, you have a little office here. You can walk in, Probably got the boss here doing nothing, drinking coffee from the diner, bossing everybody around. You got a little bit of storage. Here's another way into the garage itself. Now, if you're wondering what that is, that's like a Pac-Man machine. Mr. Scrubmaster was working on that. We weren't going to initially put that in the diner, but we ran out of room. So I figured, you know what, it's a truck world. Maybe the guys in the shop aren't that busy. They can go play a couple games of Pac-Man. So that's what that is. These garage doors, by the way, they look fantastic. I was kind of worried about how big these were going to be and if they were going to be able to be lifted by controllers, but surprisingly they worked out just fine. Alright, as far as what's in the actual shop here, there's quite a bit. A lot of it you cannot interact with. I know a lot of you guys like to, or quite a few of you like to role play in here. I kind of have to cut back on some of the bearings that I've been using because I've been lagging out worlds a lot quicker than normal. And I talked about that a little bit yesterday in the viewer creation episode about how we're going to do districts. So think of this world right now as a district. This is the Truck World District, somewheres in Camodoville, probably quite a ways away. I mean, this looks like a barren wasteland, to be honest with you. But yeah, in here, this is like where you're going to change the oils. A lot of times in the center of these bays, they have these little stations. You got the different oils. You get the hoses. You just hook in. Maybe the blue ones are coolant. You got a nice little table here. Back here, you got your tool chest, tires. Let's see. That's pretty much it. As far as this lift is over to the side here a bit because I wanted to leave this area open to walk around in. Now, this lift, and this is where Mr. Non-Newtonian comes in. He's a pretty smart guy, if you haven't figured out by some of his creations. We were talking about, all right, we would love to have a lift in here, but how are you going to be able to lift up a truck? These trucks that I build are heavy, very, very heavy. As you can see, this is a truck from probably about 3 truck stop episodes ago. This truck is made completely out of metal, so you got to think scrap mechanic. The controllers sometimes aren't the strongest. I've had them give out on me where it's like, all right, we can't lift this up anymore. That's why I was kind of worried about the garage door. But once you get enough of them working together and in sync, you can do some pretty amazing things here. Now, as far as this lift, I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys, it is a bit laggy. You're going to pull your truck up in here. It's got spots for the tires to rest. This will fit any of my trucks, and it will be able to come into this garage. That's probably one of my tallest trucks. My blue one might be a couple blocks higher or taller. What you're going to do, like I said, pull up in here. I built a little ramp here. You kind of have to hit this ramp with a little bit of force to get the truck completely up there. And then you're going to hit this switch, and you can see all the arms work in sync, and it'll lift the truck up. The reason I'm doing this now and showing it because it is going to be laggy when I do it. So I want to show you guys doing it really cleanly, and you can see the controllers here and how they're all set up. Now we're going to do this. It isn't too bad once you get the truck in the air. It's the initial impact, which is going to be pretty violent. Let me go ahead and line this up here. Let's see. Man, I really love I gotta admire this world because I really love the way it's turning out. It looks fantastic, and it runs great too. Let's see. Alright. We're probably lined up here. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of gas, and we're gonna hit it. And there's the lag, and oh boy. I just skimmed the wall. Okay, maybe we can still get up this. Let's see. Gotta give it some power here. There we go. Sometimes the suspension on these trucks freak out. I don't really know what's causing that. Yeah, you know what? I'm a little over to the left, but that will do. I think we'll lift up just fine. We're going to close that, and I'm about to eliminate this lag. It's the collision between the truck, and it's pushing it down against the base. But once you do this, here we go. Give it a second. Give it a second. There it goes. Much cleaner. Now, you do have to be careful to not let the truck hit the arms because I did that once, and when it was trying to go up, it flipped out. But yeah, if you're role-playing or playing around with the trucks, you can come under here, change some oil, you can work under them. Most of my trucks have engine details, so you can come under here and kind of play around with them. Maybe you want to drop the motor out or change tires, whatever you want to do. It's just really nice having this working lift, and like I said, it doesn't hit the ceiling. That was one of my main worries after we realized, okay, this is possible, but is it going to hit the top? That would be very, very bad. Probably crash the game. So yeah, gotta definitely thank Mr. Non-Newtonian for figuring this lift out. It's a really awesome item in the world, and it really just brings this whole little truck shop together. Now, oh, here we go, lagging again. Let's go ahead and grab this. We're gonna just place it over here. But anyways, guys, that's going to probably about wrap it up for the creations on this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry I didn't actually create another truck or something because I was intending on doing that, but I've run out of time. This took a while and now I'm going to be completely busy for the rest of the weekend, but I do have videos lined up for you guys. But if you want to see anything else in the truck stop world, comment below, give me suggestions, suggestions for names, suggestions for buildings, trucks, whatever you think. And if you want to check out yesterday's episode, I strongly suggest doing that because I talk a little bit more about how we're going to break the town up into districts. And there's a lot of good information there. And if you guys want to suggest anything, because we're going to have industrial district, commercial district, residential district, and truck stop world. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. Thank you guys for being so wonderful the past couple months. It's been great. The channel's been growing. Everything's been just trucking along. See, that's a bad pun. We're in the truck world. Laugh, please. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next time on Scrap Mechanic. Thank you.